The back half of 2019 was all about one thing: those colorful Godzilla jackets. Which means now that we're in the front half of 2020, I'm bringing back the King of the Monsters hoodie, sweater, whatever, so that I can have a bit of difference before I hit the summer again when I switch to those. Well, you know, you run into awkward things like that intro when you record a video and then take 6 months to edit it. How was I supposed to know that it was going to take me from January until now to finally get around to this video? What's up, everybody? D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla King of the Monsters novelization discussion video. Hell yes! I love Godzilla King of the Monsters. I just have so much fun talking about it, and so I'm excited to be doing another video on it. This video is brought to you by Titan Books, the fellas who sent me the Godzilla King of the Monsters novelization. I will do a review for this at some point, and I'll talk about the audiobook as well. I've got a link down below so you can check it out, and once again, huge thank you to Titan Books for making this video possible, sending me the copy of this so that I can make these videos, so thank you guys so much for that. In this video, we are going to be talking about the extended Mass Awakening sequence. This is all cut from Godzilla King of the Monsters. I don't know if it was actually cut is the right term to use, but it wasn't in Godzilla King of the Monsters, the movie, so it's kind of like a deleted scene that we don't have footage for. And it's pretty damn awesome. I gotta be honest, when I got to this section of the novelization, I was so hyped. It's by far the coolest part of the novelization. And that is, like I said, the extended Mass Awakening sequence from Godzilla King of the Monsters, following Ghidorah landing on that volcano and doing his alpha call. So cool. So the way the novelizations work, for those of you who don't know, they are considered generally canon in some senses. It's hard to say what's canon and what's not, but generally they are accepted as canon. So that's how the novelizations work. All right, let's talk about the extended Mass Awakening sequence. I'll kind of go a little bit in order. Actually, I'm not really going in order much at all. I'm going somewhat in order. We'll talk about it. I did get questions about this on Twitter recently, which is why it's kind of awesome that I'm doing this video now, where I got questions about what was happening during the Mass Awakening. Did Monarch just not respond to it? Did they just let the Titans out? Why did the Titans get out? Why didn't they use their kill switches to eliminate them? And the novelization gives us some answers to that. So in the novelization, first of all, we learned that Emma's video didn't just play to the folks on the Argo. Everyone saw that video. That video played to every single Monarch outpost across the entire world. It's unclear if they saw Mark Russell's side of that conversation as well with Serizawa, or if they simply saw Emma Russell's message, but we do know that Emma Russell's message was broadcast to every Monarch facility across the entire world. That will be important later. When everything starts to go down, there is a Titan called Mokele-Mbembe, and a soldier orders a kill switch on him. So a soldier orders the kill switch, but the order doesn't go through. It never makes it through the chain of command, and they order that, I believe, before Rodan wakes up. So they order it as like, oh my god, things are about to go down. They order the kill switch. It does not go through. That order never makes it up the chain of command. Rodan eventually wakes up. You know, everything goes crazy. Actually, it is when Rodan wakes up. They order the kill switch, and then Ghidorah does his alpha call, and by that point, it's too late. So that's the reason why in this particular instance with Mokele-Mbembe, that call never goes through. Mokele-Mbembe is able to wake up because the kill switch never gets activated. There are other Titans where that's a different case, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We do get an extended period of time spent with both Scylla in America and Methuselah in Germany as they wake up. In the Scylla situation, it's kind of cool. We spend a little bit of time with a father working on an oil rig. You get the sense he's just a working man. He's just kind of your blue collar worker, right? He's your everyman. He's relatable. He's got kids that he wants to get home to. And then all of a sudden, everything starts to shake. Ghidorah's call reaches the facility, and boom, Scylla rises up from the ground. They do notice the Monarch vehicles, I believe. They notice that something's going down with Monarch, and they start to panic, but it's too late. They get killed, so there is a father and some other oil rig workers, and they are killed as Scylla rises up from the ground. Then we cut to Germany, where we find out that there's a couple having a nice little date near the mountain. They're having a nice little date, and I believe the male, it's been a couple months since I read the book. I believe the male is like joking around with the girl about, oh, you know, they say that mountain just appeared one day. It's been there ever since, but it didn't used to be there according to old folklore. And then all of a sudden, Methuselah rises up, the guy freaks out, and the girl can't figure out what's wrong, and she turns around to see the mountain rising up out of the ground, and Methuselah rises up. Methuselah, the oldest Titan. Of all the Titans, Methuselah is the oldest, and he's also kind of huge. I don't think he's bigger than Godzilla, but he might be. He might be. There's also some time spent with an unnamed Kraken. They just call it the Kraken. It's a big shell-headed squid-like titan. It's got like a shell, but it's also a squid-like titan from what they explain it as. Kind of difficult to tell because, you know, we don't have images of these things. This all takes place in the Indian Ocean. Immediately, the first thing that happens is Ghidorah's alpha call goes through, and the Kraken dies as a result. The Kraken just dies. It dies because Ghidorah's call is too much for it to handle, and so it's dead. And so then Monarch is like, all right, whatever, they lower their guard. But then it's not dead. It turns out that this was actually a camouflage. It's a form of defense that the Kraken activated because it was worried. So it activated this defense where it plays dead, and then once Ghidorah's call, I guess, I don't know, when it processes what's going on, it then destroys the Monarch facility, revealing it's very much alive, destroys the Monarch facility, kills everyone in this undesignated facility, and that's why that Titan was never killed. So that one wasn't killed for that reason. There are some other Titans that they attempted to kill, but those orders didn't work because, you know, the Titans are very powerful. It's like they tried to kill the Muto in 2014, and that kill switch didn't work. We get the idea that Mothra's would have. They would have been able to kill Mothra, but the Titans are all of varying power levels, so we don't know. And we don't know if Monarch was actually able to successfully stop any Titans from waking up. We're not aware of that at the moment. We do get some time spent with Behemoth. We find out that Behemoth originates from Outpost 58 in Brazil. He rises up from a cave and destroys the containment field he's being trapped inside of. The kill switch is activated, so this is a case where they do activate the kill switch, but it fails due to a Monarch agent sabotaging it. She is an Emma Russell sympathizer who wants to see the rise of the new gods, or the old gods, I should say. She wants to see the old gods become the new gods again, so she lets Behemoth rise up. It's a nice little betrayal plot twist, as it seems like they're going to successfully execute Behemoth, and then she pulls the rug out from under them and winds up sabotaging them. So it's a cool little moment, and that's another situation that's going on, and I'm sure there's more of that happening around the world where other people, other Monarch workers, sympathize with Emma Russell's cause. They agree that the Titans serve a necessary purpose, and so they're going to try and help Emma achieve her goal of letting the Titans reign supreme, and that's what happens here. So they try to activate the kill switch, it doesn't work. Behemoth is able to stand up on two legs and begins to attack the Monarch facility. That's something we don't really see in the movie. We don't really see Behemoth on two legs, but supposedly he can do it. And then Monarch attacks Behemoth with napalm, the thing that they attacked King Kong with back in 1973. But in this case, the napalm isn't actually able to take effect. The flames roll off Behemoth's fur, and we find out that Behemoth is fireproof. The reason Behemoth is fireproof is because he's got such thick fur that it just isn't able to affect Behemoth's actual body, and so he's totally immune to it. Or I guess she. I guess we don't know what Behemoth is, but I'm gonna keep saying he because I don't care. So that's the case with Behemoth. Mokele-Mbembe finally wakes up from his containment facility, and he breaks out. He breaks through the containment field. He winds up waking up and breaking out through a pyramid. He's set near Egypt, or at least that's where he's located, is near Egypt. And so he breaks out and he starts to do battle with the Egyptian military. He's kind of a snake-like Titan, except that he's got this trunk that flickers out and attacks everybody. Mokele-Mbembe, that sequence is pretty cool as well. We do spend a lot of time with Mokele-Mbembe throughout the story. Before he wakes up and after he wakes up, we get a little bit of what he's up to. The final addition to the Mass Awakening sequence we have covered in a video before, but in case you missed that video, I will recover it now. It takes place on Skull Island, Outpost 33. We find out that King Kong is on the island enjoying his solitude. He spends his time patrolling the land, where he investigates Hollow Earth entry points to see if there are any skull crawlers around. He then visits the Iwi people to make sure that they're doing well, as evidence that Kong is still coexisting with humanity. He has continued his relationship with humanity to the modern day. We learn that King Kong heard Mutos calling each other before. He heard Godzilla wake up and fight them, and he ignored it. He then, after that point, started to hear many Titans waking up all over the earth and has gotten angered by it. We learn that Kong is aware of a creature, Godzilla, that has come near his island before, but because that creature has stayed away from him, he hasn't had any problems with it. Ghidorah then calls for help. Kong hears it and ignores it. He understands that the call is asking him to fight humanity and destroy the world. That's kind of what Ghidorah's motivations actually are. The novelization fleshes it out a bit more. Ghidorah wants the extinction of Earth to terraform it to his own needs, which is basically a giant worldwide storm. That's what Ghidorah is looking to create. Kong ignores it. He doesn't want anything to do with that. The Mass Awakening starts. Kong's angered by all the noise from the Titans rising up all over the planet, and then all of a sudden, the skull crawlers start to respond to Ghidorah's call. They are underneath the earth. They start to respond to it, and Kong is incredibly angered by it as they start to rise up from the ground to help Ghidorah wipe out the planet. Kong then decides that it's time to step down from his position as a patroller, a noble position where he just kind of makes sure the island is safe, and he steps into the role of a Titan hunter. It is implied that he is just going to be hunting the skull crawlers, but I think that implication can extend to he is going to hunt any Titans that come on his island, which is going to be bad news for all the Titans that Godzilla Godzilla has herded towards Skull Island as seen in the Godzilla King of the Monsters end credits. And that is the extended Mass Awakening sequence from the Godzilla King of the Monsters novelization. Again, I personally thought this was awesome. It was by far my favorite portion of the book to read. I highly recommend checking it out for yourself. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time for the next one. D-Man, out.